Let's talk about if visits are worth it in college football 25. If y'all enjoying the channel, enjoying the content, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that. Appreciate y'all for watching. Alright, so we made a brand new file, brand new head coach, and we went with Rutgers. The program does not really matter. We're going to come in here and go to recruiting. What I did is I added some 5-stars that we had some pipeline boosts for. I added 5 of those, and on this last one we don't have a pipeline boost, but I added 4 or 5-stars we have a pipeline boost. Then I added every single 4-star that we had interest, or excuse me, that had interest in them. So I added all those guys to the board. I'm not going to scout them because we're not here for that. We here just for the visits aspect. So when it comes to pitting players on visits, I'm sure y'all already know, but they have to hit their top 5. So, you can't put a player on a visit until they hit their top 5, and then you're able to unlock that visit. It costs 40 hours, and you can schedule a visit for each game. So we're going to go ahead and advance in the future till we could pit, a bunch of these players on visits. So I'm just going to put 50 hours into a couple of these guys, and like I said, we're going to advance until that phase we can actually pit some guys on visits. All right, so this is how we're allocating our hours. We're going to pit 50 into all of the 4-stars we could go at there, and then, or excuse me, all the 5-stars we could go at there. Then we're going to put the rest of our hours, 50 points in the house on all the 4-stars that we have a max pipeline boost. So pretty simple. And we're just going to pit the 50 hours until we hit that top 5. So we advanced. We're already at week 2, and a couple players already hit their top 5. And, one thing I noticed, players' recruitments are, I don't want to say random, but sometimes they're sped up, sometimes they're slowed down as far as, how fast the recruitment actually goes. So for all the 5-stars, they barely even hit their top 8. Some of these guys, he's halfway through his top 8. He's moving the fastest out of all the 5-stars. And then you look at the 4-stars, their recruitment is moving a lot faster. That just seems to be how it goes at times. I think it also has to do with how many hours, the other schools put in. So, like this, if you have a bunch of schools putting in, the max amount of hours, then that recruitment will go a little bit faster. I think that kind of has something to do with it. But we're at the point where we could put some of these guys on visits, man. My thought process with a visit, I do not want to put anyone on a visit unless I absolutely have to win that recruitment. That's kind of my process because it costs 40 hours to put this guy on a visit. If you do put him on a visit, he may not even get to that visit before he commits, if that makes sense. If you schedule a visit here, you schedule for week 5, he's going to make it to week 5 in this situation, most likely. But it might not even be necessary. Like a guy like this recruitment is probably going to be pretty close when you got, Ohio State and then also Syracuse in the mix. So putting a guy like this on the visit, the only way I'll do that if I absolutely loved his attributes, loved his stats. We didn't scout him, so we don't know what his attributes is. But essentially, you could be wasting hours, putting a guy on a visit that you might not even need it to. And you could have put those 40 hours into someone else, one of these other 4-stars you want to go at there. And for us, when we're investing 50 hours into, every single prospect we think we have a chance for, essentially we will have to remove these hours from somewhere else and then put them on a visit. And put it on someone else so we can get a visit off. And the only way I'll really do that if, I see this guy right here. We're not making up much ground at all. I would consider removing this guy from my board. He's the number 2 player in the nation, and we're in 6th place, and we're not looking good at all. We're putting in the full 50 hours. So I would consider, removing this guy off our board. We'll have the 50 hours freed up. And then if we want to put this guy on a visit, sure, we could do that. But I would much rather put in my 50 hours into a guy like this when Army is leading the race and, we could potentially get a whole nother prospect. So that's, I'll much rather, allocate the hours to another player than put a player on a visit. So let's actually remove, this guy off the board that we don't think we have much of a chance. And let's actually put a player on the visit because that's the whole point of this video, man. So a guy like this, like I said, I would consider probably putting him on the visit because Ohio State and Syracuse, they're going to be close into this recruitment. So let's say we do absolutely love his attributes. I would never put a guy on the visit during a bye week. To me, it's a complete waste, man. It's a complete waste. You do not get much influence at all. Like, for me, it's a complete waste. And, here we don't have any of his motivations unlocked. So what I would do, I see staying close to home is one of his deal breakers. So I know that'll be one of his motivations. And I'm going to do the next closest game, which is going to be this Washington game. And luckily, this is a higher tier opponent. So if we do win this game, we'll get 3 upticks and 3 arrows in an uptick for us in influence. What do they actually mean? I don't really know. We don't know how much influence it's actually doing, but especially when the arrows have been so janky all year. But if we do lose this game, which we are not going to be favored. Washington is probably going to be a little bit of a better overall than us. Then we'll get 1 negative. So essentially the visit will be bad if we lose that game. But we're still going to put them on the visit. We're going to do staying close to home, as that's our A+ grade. We're going to put them on the visit. We got 10 more hours left over. Why not just throw them on this guy? And we're going to advance. So we advanced another week. One thing I will do, if I do pit players on the visits, every week after you advance, you'll get 40 more hours unlocked. So what I'll do is I'll just pit that 40 hours on another visit. So let's say we want to pit, let's see, this seems to be going to be a close recruitment with Notre Dame. Let's also put this guy on a visit, same as that game. We do get the complimentary visit, however you say that word. So we do get an uptick because we got 2 defensive players, and they gonna have a good time together. So we're gonna do the same motivation, staying close to home. We're gonna put him on a visit. So now we got 2 players on visits for this Washington game, man. So this is gonna be a big game for us for sure, and we're gonna advance again, man. These other 5-star recruitments are going pretty slow. We still can't put none of them on a visit. That's fine, but this might be another guy right here. We should consider pitting on the visit. And this wide receiver, we see that Syracuse and Pitt did pit him on the visit. But one thing to note, when the computer pits a player on the visit, they remove the 50 hours or however many hours they're pitting on that player, and you see how their influence bar has not moved much compared to us and Ohio State. So they'll remove their 50 hours and they'll put the 40 hours just on the visit, and then they'll put in the other 10 hours so they still get their 50 hours in total, if that makes sense. That's what the AI do. I don't do that. You could do that, but that's what the AI do. That's why they'll essentially lose influence that week compared to other schools once they schedule a visit. All right, so we advanced another week. We're currently at week 4, and we're in an interesting spot when you consider that we put this guy on a visit for week 5, and we're in 4th place on his recruitment, and we might not even be able to get him. Like, we literally might not even be able to, he might not even come on our visit, because we're about to get locked out of his top 3 after we advance, and he's going to commit the following week, so he's not even going to come on the visit for us, honestly. Same exact thing happened here, man. We scheduled the visit for week 5. He hits his top 3, and we just wasted 40 hours on this player right here, man. He hit his top 3. We cannot do nothing. We're locked out. We did not make his top 3, and we just wasted 40 hours on this visit that we could have put on one of these other 4-stars that are super interested in us. We could have put those hours elsewhere. So prime example of us wasting hours, on a visit, especially when you schedule a visit early. So like I said, I would not schedule a visit for any of these 4-stars. I'm more so going to schedule a visit for a player that I really love his attributes, and I feel like we probably absolutely have to schedule a visit to even win that recruitment. So maybe one of these 5-stars, once they actually hit their top 5, that's when I'll probably actually schedule a visit, if I absolutely had to. I made a whole video where I recruited the #1 recruiting class with a 3-star program, and I did not schedule that one visit that year, man. I think we got like 6 5-stars in that video. I did not schedule one visit and got, like I said, the #1 recruiting class. I'll make sure to link it below. All right, let's continue to look. So I do want to schedule a visit for a guy like this. But I think we're out, man. I think we lose this recruitment because he's going on back-to-back visits. He's on a visit right now with Pitt, and then he'll go to Syracuse next week. And the next visit we can schedule is for week 7 when he's available. But he's not going to make it past week 5. He's going to commit during week 5. So, we honestly should just remove our 50 hours, remove him from the board. We'll just remove our hours. And we'll put him in another player. But a guy like this, let's actually go in and schedule the visit. Coach Prestige seemed to be one of his motivations, and we actually got Conference Prestige as his top motivation. So let's go ahead and schedule for week 5, and let's actually put the hard sell on him as well. So we don't know his perfect pitch for the hard sell. We do have 2 of his motivations unlocked, but we don't know his perfect pitch. It's either going to be one of these 2 options. and we just gonna guess on one of them. All right, so we also put the hard sell on this quarterback Doug, and we're going to schedule a visit as well for the same week, and you can schedule 4 visits for 1 week. So this is going to be our 4th guy that's scheduled, but like I said, we won't have 4 players actually come on a visit because one of them already committed and the other one will probably commit soon. Or excuse me, one of them already locked us out his top 3, and we're probably going to get the same thing with the other player. And then this guy, we're just going to put the rest of the 50 hours in, and then we're going to put some hours into some of these other 4 stars down the board. All right, so we finally made it to for week 5. We're actually 3-0. Washington is 4-0, and we got 4 players, really 3 players coming on the visit. And let's see, man, let's see. So did this guy lock us out? He did not lock us out. We moved up to his top 2, and this might be the one situation, one of the few situations where the visit could really pay off, man. The visit could really pay off. If we win this game, we're currently in 2nd place. He's going to commit after this week. If we win this game and this visit goes very well, we actually have a very good shot of getting this recruit. So what I'm going to do is, only for the video purpose, I'm going to force win us just so we have the best possible chance of getting this recruit. If we lose the game, I know for a fact we wouldn't get this recruit at all. If we lose the game, we're not getting this recruit. We'll probably move down on his board, actually. That's how it goes. But because for the video purpose, we're going to force win us so we could, give us the best possible chance of getting that recruit. And then same with this guy also, man. If we lost the game, we probably would move down, but we're going to force the win to just give it the best possible chance. Now we got 80 hours left. A few of these 5 stars did hit their top 5. So let's go ahead and let's pit this guy on the visit, Matt. And then we're going to do staying close to home. Seems to be the only motivation that we know that's the highest. And we're going to schedule him against Wisconsin, which is a ranked program. So we're going to do the staying close to home option. And then we're going to do the same thing with this other 5-star. Let's see, which one we want to do? Let's do, it seems like we got the best chance of getting this right end run stopper out of New York. Let's do him. And then we're going to do Coach Prestige. That's the only motivation we have. It's a B-. But we're going to do that as well. And then now we're going to advance. But before we advance, let's actually come into the team schedule. I want y'all to see this. I'm going to force the win for us. And we're going to see if we can actually get those 2 recruitments. Force home team to win. We're home. And let's see if we get the recruitment. So after the game that we forced our win, let's see where we're at, man. So all 4 guys we had on visits committed. And it's interesting because half of them went to Notre Dame, half of them went to us. But let's look here, man. So like I said, this guy we've been lost out on. We didn't even hit his top 3, so he probably didn't even come on our visit because he locked us out. So we wasted hours there. The quarterback, very useful. This visit was actually very useful. If you're able to see the amount of influence we gained, he wasn't even at his top 3, and he committed after we won. Now look at this guy right here. This is the guy where I thought we had a chance to come back and win the recruitment if we actually won the game. It did not work. We did not come back and win the recruitment. We're still in 5th. We're still in 2nd place, and he committed to Notre Dame while he was on a visit with us. And then the cornerback, we was already in 1st place, but it already confirmed it pretty much just confirmed our visit. Like we just got his recruitment for sure, but we was already in 1st place, and he wasn't even at his top 3, and he committed on our visit. So helpful there. We went 50-50 on these visits right here, but let's schedule some more visits. And we're going to schedule more visits for this week 7 game. We got a bunch of more. We got these other 4 stars we can schedule. Other 5 stars. So let's put all the 5 stars for this week 7 game. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually force our loss and see how that impacts us. I also made sure to put the hard sell on all the players we have. Like some of these guys we don't know are their motivations. Like this guy went through, we couldn't figure out all his perfect pitch. But for everyone else, we did put the hard sell on. Let's go ahead and remove these guys off the board. And then we got 150 hours left. We just gonna max our hours just because. This guy George, cornerback, he did hit his top 5 as well. So we're just gonna go in. We're gonna put him on the visit for week 8 because why not? We're gonna do academic prestige. And we can't put the hard sell on him just yet because we don't know his last motivation. Or do we? We do, actually. We can put him on the hard sell, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, we're currently 5-0, man. I don't know how we 5-0. We did force the 1 win, but we are balling. And we got a couple guys coming on visits this week, man. A bunch of the 4-stars. And like I said, I'm stay true to my word. We're going to do, like I said, we forced one win on the visit. We're going to force a loss on the visit. And let's see how that impacts us, man. We're in first place for all these guys. And let's see what the actual boost is. If we win, we get 2 upticks. If we lose, we get 2 negative upticks. We have a couple complimentary visits. With a wide receiver and a quarterback, and I believe that's it. Let's see if these defensive guys, no defensive complimentary visits. So let's go ahead, and we do have 120 hours left. Let's do one last experiment, and we're gonna pit some more players on a visit for this UCLA game. Let's come in here and make sure we force the loss for us. Yes, sir. Wisconsin, we're going to force those guys to win, and let's see how it impacts our visits. All right, so we 5-1 now. We lost, obviously. Let's come in here. And every single guy, look how little influence we gained, man. Like, look, we moved down to second place, first of all, for every single player. And look how much Notre Dame took the lead over us in this guy. Like I said, we was in first. We have 0 chance of getting this guy now. This completely tanked our whole recruitment and tanked our recruitment, man. So we pretty much got to remove a guy like this from our board. We have no chance, especially when he's going on a visit with those guys week 11. If he even get there, he might commit with those guys before he gets to that recruitment. Penn State took over the lead for this guy as well. We still have a chance. We would leave a guy like this on our board and, see if we maybe could come back. But he's going to come on a visit to Penn State week 11. And if he gets on that visit, we're cooked. He's going to commit there. UFC took the lead by a lot. He don't even have a visit scheduled for those guys. So another guy that, we're probably cooked for. And same thing here, man. Probably cooked for Matt Woods also. Probably have no chance just because we lost. So I'll go over again, man. If you lose the game, your visit, that recruitment is pretty much cooked, man. Especially if it's a team you should beat or a team the game think you should beat. Your recruitment is going to be absolutely cooked off that visit. And then the boost that you do get, I feel like it's just not enough, man. It's not enough. Then last example we have here, man. For this current week 8, we have 3 players coming on a visit. So for this guy, listen, if we win this recruitment, if we win this game, we're going to get his commitment for sure. If we lose this game, the same thing's going to happen, man. It's going to cook our recruitment, especially when you look at the visit impact, man. We got 3 negative tick downs if we lose, only 1 tick up if we win, man. Like, it's not even worth it, especially when we win in this recruitment by that much. Like, this visit could only really hurt us, man. It's not really going to help us when we're this far in the lead. And then for a guy like this, like, if we win this game, this will actually help our recruitment a lot. And then same thing here. This will help our recruitment a lot. For this game, I'm just gonna sim it. I'm not gonna force any win. I'm just gonna sim it and let's see what happens. All right, so I simmed the game. It looks like we won. Okay, Rutgers is going crazy this year, man. Just straight sim. And let's come in here. It should have helped a few of our recruitments. And let's see. So for this guy, we move up to number 2, but we're still not in the lead. And we're still probably not going to win this recruitment. Like, how do we not move up more? I feel like we should have got a lot more influence for this visit than we did. It is what it is. For this guy, like I said, we was going to win this recruitment regardless for George. We was already in a good spot, and we gained a little bit more influence than we already were each week. And this guy, like, damn, man, look at this. Look at this. He came on a visit with us, and we still are in 3rd place. Like, we got the same amount of influence as Penn State, who did not put him on a visit. Like, come on, man. How do that happen? Like, we put in 90 hours total. So the 50 hours from the hard sell, then also DM the player, and then also 40 hours from the visit, and we only gained just as much influence as Penn State. Like, that's crazy. So for me, visits is a no-go unless, like I said, I'll put, maybe a 5-star on the visit as a last resort. But for me, I'm not paying many guys on the visits, man. I'm just not doing it because I feel like it's not worth it. I'll much rather go after another player than put them 40 hours into a visit. So that's going to be the video, y'all. If y'all learned anything at all, if y'all enjoyed the video, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that. But I appreciate y'all for watching. We on to the next one.